Welcome to day 2 of our January Challenge 2023, working on Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell and arranged by Lauren Scott. We're starting on the tune today. Okay, I've got a nice little 4-bar section and it goes like this. I'll play it for you first. Here we go. Work on today. So left hand for most of this is playing C's and G's really. C and G, G, C. So we're going to just try to come back to that C as late as we can. So we have 3 in one placed and play the 3. We want to replace it. We want to do it as late as possible to give it a chance to ring out. And then a C triad. So again, as late as possible, aim with your thumbs and open it out. C, E, G. Play the C. And then a chung. And then we've got C and G again, but again, late as possible and aim with the thumb and your third finger can just fall onto that C. And then we've got a B on its own and I'm going to do it with my thumb because of what I'm coming to next, which is a note lower. Thumb on the A, third finger on the C, slightly bigger gap than we've been doing. Coming back to C and G. Okay, so that's our left hand. Let's try that together, C and G. Okay, we'll see if we can do some of the timing with this now. So here's our count, nice and steady. 3 and 4 and 2 and 4 triad and 2, 3 and 4 and 2 and down 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and. Okay, you can practice that, replay that section if you want of the video. Okay, so top hand. We're going to do some clever fingering in this piece because I love learning new skills. I love teaching you new skills. So this first bar, we can do it all with fingers 1 and 2 and that's okay. So either E and G, walking down 1 and down 1 again, that's fine. Or you can do the 1 and 2s on the first few. And then as it goes down one, so your thumb's on the black, finger 2's on the D, third finger can sit ready on a C. You play the 1 and 2 like you've just been playing, leaving the 3 on, and then just move your thumb down 1. Okay? And just try and do lovely bending in of those so that it's nicely there. Okay? Now be sure that as you've put those fingers on, you haven't come from over here. If you're glued to the side of your harp, you might end up playing like this, and then it's really hard to do that 1 and 3. If you've got a lovely elbow out, you can travel with your hand over those strings with the notes as they descend, okay? Then we're going to play F, G, C. Now, we could place all of those, but we're going in different directions. It's not good for our brain to do that. So on the harp, we like to go in one direction at a time. There are always exceptions to those rules, but let's learn the rules first. So we're F to G, that's a heading up. So F, then before we play the G, or as we're about to play the G, we can then place our third finger on that C, so we're nice and strong. G, and then we'll take my hand over the C and play that C. Okay, so 2, 1, 3. And notice again how I move over the 3. Rather than staying initially, I'm sort of over here. And if I just reach my 3, I'm going to end up pushing with it and falling into other strings. So 2, 1, got a bit of time, take my hand over. And then I can just bend it beautifully into the palm of my hand. Okay, so let's just put that little 2 bars together, E and G, just the right hand. Walking down, whichever fingering you choose to do, and then F, G, and then over to the C. Okay, try it together. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and down, down, F, G. Well done. Okay, practice that a few times through. Then we're going to go from a D to a C and an E. Well, if you think about that, C and E are either side of D. So what we can actually do, aim with our thumb and place 3 in a row. E, D, C. We're going to play the D on its own, like that, keeping these other 2 on. And then we can play those 2 together. So we're placing all 3. Might help if you just, with your other hand, just touch that finger 2 for a minute so that it knows that's the one that's going to play first, and then these 2 together. Because it's quite a fast move. Da, do. Okay. Then we're going up to a G, which we can do on its own. And then we're going to open out a triad from an E upwards. E, G, B. We play the 2 and the 3, leaving the thumb on. This is going to happen a few times in this piece. So it's a really good skill. Okay, practice that, just making sure we're not hearing or, but together, chung. Leaving that thumb on, the thumb doesn't bounce off, the thumb stays where it is. Okay, and then we're going to do the thumb on its own. Okay, now you might worry the thumb on its own feels weak, but if you've placed into it, you've got the strength of having just pulled those fingers beautifully in, and you've got all that space, hopefully, because you've got a nice high thumb, and you're going to aim to really bend that thumb over like this. Okay, so that newest section, this is going from the end of bar 5, 6, end of bar 6. We've got 3 in a row. We do the D, jump up to a G, then we're going to place a triad, play the bottom 2 notes, and then the thumb on its own. Okay, so let's do that together with me counting us in. So the count will be 3 and 4, da, doom. Okay, here's our count. Ready? 3 and 4. Triad. And. Okay, practice it, it will come. All right, we're nearly there. Last little part. Again, I'm going to ask you to have 3 fingers on and to play 2 and 3 as a chord. So, first of all, place your thumb on the red C. This is actually the second note of the bar. And then open your hand out to 2 and 3. Just let them fall downwards and open. 2 is going to go on the B, which is the next string, and 3 is going to reach down for the black F. Okay? Play the 2 and the 3 together, and then the thumb on its own. And that's quite a fast move. Okay, and if you have lovely low fingers and a lovely high thumb and an elbow out, and you allow that to fall in, to really come firmly in, then you can really aim for that C. And then we're going to go back on the C, opening our hand up with a 3rd finger down on the E. Okay. Right. Just try that bar, that last bar. So we've got the F and the B and the C, but try and think of that as one motion to open up, thumbs going on the red and they're going on those notes there. Okay, we'll do it in time now. It's going to be ba-dum, ba. It's tied on this last chord, so we're not playing double chord there, just da-dum, bum. Okay, so let's do that together. Here's our count. 3 and 4 and. Okay, don't worry about the last note at the end of that. That's just ready for what's going to come up in tomorrow. Okay, so let's try putting all of that. In fact, let's put those last 2 bars together first of all. So we've got that little D leading into. Okay, so we're going to place 3 in a row, E, D, C. Play the D. Okay, and then we walk up. We'll do it together in a sec. And then trying to get into that. Okay, so you ready for the count in? The count will be 3 and 4, and we'll start. 3 and 4. Triad. Well done, and I'm putting a little sort of physical nod. I'm actually tapping my foot a bit as well to give me that feeling of these ba-dum, ba, to give me that feel in that space. Okay. So, going from the beginning of this section now, bar 5. Ready? E and G. Just walking down loads of time. I'm going to do both hands so that you can hear it together, but I'd like you to focus on the right for the moment, okay? E and G. 3 and 4 and. 3 and 4. Steady. Here we go again. Okay, so it's that yada bum. Okay, just having that feel. Okay, work on that. Try and get it hands together quite soon. Don't do it too long separately. And the way to do that is to do a couple of bars at a time. So think, right, I'm just going to do bars 5 and 6 hands together. Let's try that together, actually, shall we? Here we go. 3 and 4 and. Well done. And you would do that a few times, and then we do the next 2 bars a few times. Don't disappear yet, though, because I just want to give you a heads up for something that's coming up in a couple of days' time, which is this exact section of tune again, with one change, which is the beginning. So instead of doing that, it just starts with a triad down, but then the rest is the same. Okay, so the only difference is instead of the first 2 chungs, we go ya da dum, and then we just go to D and F. Okay, so if you do a little bit of, either be aware that that's going to come up, or actually practice that as well, so that it doesn't catch you out, that will set you up for what's coming up in the future. Well done. I'll see you on the play along video.